Now, as I was saying, when the Spirit of Jesus Christ, it is not I that liveth, but it is Christ that liveth in me. The Spirit of Jesus Christ is the victor to the body. So it goes into a particular person, right, to be able to control that body. The fruit does not happen instantly. Right? The Spirit happens overnight. So it is the Spirit that starts working to conform the body to the will of God. And it happens over time. That's why he says, do not grieve the Holy Spirit of promise. Right? When you cannot grieve, which means something that is inside of you, inside of the body, does not speak. Who does it speak to? When it's just controlling the body. Are we together? It is controlling the body. The body wants to do A, B, C, D, and the spirit is saying no. Are we together? Right? That communication is not external, it is internal. I hope we understand each other. Maybe I'm getting a little bit a bit deeper. At the end of the day, the spirit starts to control the body until such time that the body has been subjected to the will of God, which is over time. Right? What I am getting at is this: grieving is not talking. Are we together? Right? We go back again to the verse that the spirit lasted against the flesh against. There is an infighting. To subject the body. So God was pleased with how Jesus Christ handled his body. And he is the same person that is now being put into your body as a spirit. When we go back to, you can go to Isaiah 53, where you find it says God was pleased. So if he was pleased and Jesus Christ was given a portion, let me just go to Isaiah 53. Maybe it would help in in clarifying this thing. All right, let's go to Isaiah 53. Isaiah 53:10. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He hath put him to grief when thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, his soul an offering for sin, and he shall see his seed, and he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. Number 12. Therefore I will divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he has poured out his soul unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sin of men, and made intercession for the transgressors. He was given a portion. He was given a reward. This portion is now what is being referred as the kingdom of a DSI. Remember, there is a verse that also say we are translated in the kingdom of a DSI, right? So God is pleased with what Jesus Christ did, right? And he gives them the go-ahead, a portion. And Jesus Christ is now in charge, right, of this salvation aspect, right? If he is in charge and is given us that as a gift, right, then Jesus Christ is now sort of independent from God. God can no longer be communicating to Jesus Christ to tell him what to do. Because Jesus Christ is already one. He's seated on the right hand of the Father. So this indwelling aspect is no direct communication with God. Hence, it is very difficult for somebody to actually be communicating to God. What are you communicating to God for? God is satisfied about the capabilities of the Spirit of Jesus Christ into the body. That's why it's not proper for any communication to be established between Jesus and God. uh, Direct and it coming out. Remember, it says with words that cannot be uttered. So that communication is a silent communication, which we cannot understand, neither can we hear. Are we together? Therefore, those that claim to be communicating with Jesus, with God, are lying. That is not the truth. God is not communicating with anybody as of now. It's a done deal. What he only wants people to do is to believe and keep quiet. That's why we have that verse that actually says, we are of the circumcision who worship God in the spirit and rejoice in Jesus Christ and have no confidence in the flesh. Are we together? It's it's something that is internal, which is not external. So there is no one who can come in to actually say God is saying this to you, because you have already got the Spirit of God inside of you. He is the Spirit of God. Why would you want the Spirit of God speaking to the other Spirit of God? Does that make sense? If it says it's not I that liveth, right? It is Christ that liveth in me. If you go to then an institution, a church, then somebody starts preaching. How can you preach the Bible to somebody who has already got the Bible inside of them? The Holy Spirit is the author of the Bible. Then somebody else who has got the Holy Spirit is coming to teach you about what is in the Bible. Can you not see there is an element of confusion here? And besides, the Bible is about the law of God. The Bible does not deal with witchcraft issues. There is no covenant that was made in relation to that. And when you are given a gift, if somebody is going to come again to talk about the gift which you have already been given, then which means that gift, that which you have been given, is not sufficient. Are we together? When you go even to Paul, Paul wanted to communicate with God, right? When he had an ailment. And it came out very clear where he got the answer is, my grace is sufficient. Which means whatever that God has done is enough for us to be able to access heaven. So there are no other communications that are going to take place. It's very clear. I don't know. I know people spend 3-4 years in Bible colleges and universities, some getting doctorates, but they are failing to see what is written. Then I also wonder what they are learning. There is also a verse that says, ever learning, but never coming to know the truth. I'll put it up for you. But in conclusion, there are no communication bases between God and man. And God is not blessing anybody today because it's under grace. But you'll find what is being said out there today is putting emphasis on prayer. How can you give prayer to somebody you've never covenanted with? How can you put prayer on issues concerning witchcraft to God? So this is the deception that is there with people who have ulterior motives, who are benefiting at the expense of your ignorance.